Most traders sculpt the 5-minute chart completely backwards. They enter inside the trap instead of after it. Today I'm going to show you the exact 5-minute reversal setup I use to trade with sniper accuracy, using one sequence that repeats every single day. And yes, it's powered by CISD and my higher time frame sweep detector inside the SMC X indicator. You can click the link below if you want to find out more. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You see price slowing down. You think a reversal is forming. You take the entry and then boom, a final spike takes you out before the real move begins. Every trader goes through this, entering too early, chasing wick rejections, getting wicked out by higher time frame liquidity grabs, and missing the clean move that comes after. The truth is, most reversals fail because they happen before the sweep. But once you understand the sweep first, enter second logic, everything changes. Here's the golden rule. Never take 5-minute reversals until the higher time frame sweep happens first. That sweep could be coming from the daily, the 4-hour, or even the 1-hour chart. And here's why it matters. 90% of false reversals happen before the sweep. The real direction only gets released after liquidity is collected. This is exactly why SMC X highlights sweeps automatically. So you're never guessing if the higher time frame is ready to reverse. This single rule alone filters out most of the losing trades traders take every single day. Now let me show you the part that makes this setup so accurate. It happens in 4 simple steps. Step number 1, compression. Price slows down, candles get smaller, momentum weakens. This shows the market is preparing to collect liquidity. Then number 2, inducement. Price creates a fake first reversal to trick early traders. This is where most people enter and lose. Number 3, sweep. The higher time frame or lower time frame liquidity gets collected with a clean wick or aggressive spike. This is the moment smart money finishes its liquidity grab. And number 4, displacement. Strong momentum away from the sweep. This is your actual entry trigger on the 5-minute chart. As soon as you see the manipulation that causes the displacement and breaks the CISD, that's your entry trigger. Let's break this down on a real example so you can see how clean this is. Here we are on the charts. And if you can see over here, I'm going to show you the full strategy from a zoomed out point of view. Then I'll do replay and show you step by step and grasp this concept fully. This strategy works on any asset class and it will work on any time frame. Whether you're scalping on the 5-minute time frame or you're looking for entries in the 1 hour, is a fractal strategy. I've marked out my highs. This acts as my key level, and we want to look for entries when prices get to key level. This is where we want to look for this whole strategy to unfold. And as you'll notice, as price begins to get close to this key level, it goes into compression. Compression is basically letting us know price is going into the contraction phase. And when contraction occurs, contraction's letting us know, this is a leading indication that lets us know manipulation is on the way. So when you understand these phases correctly, you can trade them correctly. Then what we do is we get inducement that happens within this contraction. So you can see over here, we get this big sell-off of candles. Can you see here? You can see we get the sell-off of candles, then we get another sell-off of candles. A lot of people will easily get faked out by those candles, and they will assume the market is going to start going down over here. Patience is the name of this game. So what a lot of people end up doing, they end up entering over here and then they set their stop losses roundabout in this location. And the market goes into tighter and tighter contraction. You can see how tight it is over here. And then we get this sweep occurring. And the sweep is the manipulation. It's designed to take out and fetch all the liquidity and to basically hunt your stop losses. Once it grabs all this liquidity, we want to mark the CISD level over here. The CISD level is the candle or series of candles that causes this aggressive sweep that takes out the liquidity, and then we get displacement. After the sweep comes displacement to the downside. We get this displacement which breaks through the CISD. Once displacement is strong enough to break through the CISD after the sweep occurs, that is your signal to now start looking for an entry. You can simply enter at the break break and close of the CISD. Stop loss goes above the manipulation. If this is in fact true manipulation, price will not reverse past that level, and then we can target the lower liquidity areas down here, these previous swing lows, as our target or high probability target zone. So this would have been the whole setup. You can see price oscillated a lot, and also notice when we got displaced and we got a fair value gap that was created. Fair value gaps are associated with displacement, and price can often retrace back to the fair value gap. So this could have been a second entry at the fair value gap as well. As price taps into this fair value gap, stop loss above the highs, and we can target those lows. So this is our potential setup entry, and this is the basic of how this works. Let me take you through it one more time, step by step. Here we have reversed the clock. I've marked out the key level. So this is the whole basis, is when price is going to come to this key level, that's where I want to look for a swing point or a sweep to occur on a higher time frame. You can look to a 4-hour, a daily time frame, or even an hourly time frame to confirm that. And then you can zoom down to a 5-minute to look for entries, or you could just enter on the higher time frame as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to see price is approaching this key level. Often what will happen is as price approaches a key level, it starts to slow down. It starts to form contraction. Can you see this is contraction forming? Contraction is the compression, and compression lets us know that the manipulation is coming next. And within this phase, there will be inducement. Inducement is going to be where we get tricked with candles like this. Can you see we get this bunch of red candles, another bunch of red candles, we get these red candles. A lot of people will emotionally enter when they see this. They will simply enter and they will put their stop losses at this point. But the key to remember is that you only enter after the sweep has occurred. This is what gets your timing perfect. So then we wait, we get the sweep. You see the sweep just occurred. And then we got the displacement. So now we got the sweep followed by this displacement. So this is basically the whole strategy that you want to see. Once you identify this occurring, we mark out the CISD level. The CISD level is basically the candles or the series of candles that cause the sweep to occur. So this sweep that occurred, we just trace it back to the start, which was this base, and then we mark out a level. This becomes a very strong key level to us. And then what we want to do is on the close of that candle, we can enter. Stop loss goes above the sweep, you're protected, and then our target is down at the lower liquidity areas. This becomes our setup. Also note that displacement creates fair value gaps. We mark out the fair value gap, and this can also be an entry if price retraces back to this fair value gap. So we have two potential entries, but the whole thing is we want to wait for the sweep to occur first, and then we look to enter after the sweep. Price can also retrace back to the CISD, which is also known as an order block level. So you can see price is tapping in over here. This could have been another place to look for an entry when price was tapping into the fair value gap, price above the swing point, and then we can target the lows again. And then we play this on, and then you can see price just melted down to the bottom. So I've built an indicator that automates this for you. I'll put it on right now. There you go. So this is the SMC X indicator, and just look how it automates the process for you. It's very easy to mark it out yourself, but if you want to go through the process of just getting it done for you, then I highly recommend this indicator. Check out the link below. You'll see what it does here is it marks out the higher time frame candles. You can see here we get a swing point being formed here. We get another swing point. At each swing point, it projects the CISD and the sweep levels onto the lower time frame charts. Since this is a fractal strategy, it can work on the 5-minute, the 15, the 1 hour, any time frame you like to enter on. And then you can see it marks out CISD, it breaks CISD. So you can easily see we had two setups here. Actually, I didn't even notice, but on the second round here, we had another sweep and another CISD break. So we simply could have entered on this CISD, or we simply could have entered on the second CISD break. And then it also marks your take profit levels. You can see it marks out these valuable liquidity lines, which we simply would have focused on our target. Price dropped and took out our target perfectly. So this is also a nice way to learn how to use it. We look at the higher time frame candles to identify sweeps. You can see over here, this could be the daily or the 4 hour. Once we see a sweep or a failure to displace pattern forming, then we simply want to go into the lower time frame chart and mark out the CISD level where the sweep occurs. and that becomes the area where we're going to look for an entry, and then we look for the lower liquidity levels as our targets. Stop loss is always going to be above the swing high points, because if this is in fact a true manipulation, price will not reverse back past that level. Now that you understand the sweep first logic and the full CISD 5-minute setup, in the next video I'm going to show you how to time these entries even more precisely using liquidity and CISD levels combined. This turns a good entry model into a sniper entry system.